Welcome back. So now we'll look at one of the another most important section of LinkedIn profile, which is the about section or the summary section. Now, this is the one section of a profile in which your potential client will read about who you are, what your potential client will get from you in case he or she gets connected. Okay, so look at the different important ways in which you can create the about us section. Okay, from the top, after the providing services section and the feature section, just after the activity, you will see now guys there are four different types in which you can write the about us section. Okay, now these are called the mission based summary, these are called the personality based summary, these are called the accomplishment based summary, and the blended summary. Okay, we'll understand each of these different types in which you can write your about us section in detail. Okay, the first very important aspect is the mission based summary. So the mission based summary generally opens with a broad description of what you do, and then it can get more and more specific. Okay, this is generally a summary style of writing, and it is really excellent if you are using LinkedIn to engage with various people, right? Now it also shows and should show that you as an individual gets the bigger picture. Okay, you understand what your job contains more than your just to-do list, right? So generally, if you're writing, you're creating this about a section summary in a mission-based style, right? You're generally answering the question of who you are and what are your main work goals. Okay, so the next summary style after the mission-based summary would be the personality-based summary. Now, the personality-based summary generally focuses more on the soft skills than the hard skills, right? So it is generally ideal for two type of people. Okay, either you are the networkers or you are basically the less experienced people, right? So suppose let's say you are using LinkedIn primarily to meet new people rather than to get a new job, then your about a section summary should show that you are an interesting person whom the other people should get to know, right? If you're about a section summary suggests that, then you're more likely to get more and more connections, correct? And the larger number of people will accept your coffee invites, right? What do I mean by coffee invites here? Here is where you're reaching out to relevant people saying that, hey, let's meet up for a coffee, right? I am this, I have done this, let's meet up for a coffee, right? When you do that in your connection request, after you have created an about a section, which is generally a personality based type. Okay, now this type personality based section summary would also be great if you're just a student and you're relatively new to the professional world, right? In this case, you can flesh out your character traits to help people learn more about who you are. You do not need to be worried about writing a very short summary or being confined to only 2 or 3 lines, and explaining the limited experience you have, right? So therefore, if you're looking to hook people, you can begin with a story, okay, presenting one or two key personality traits along the way, right? Something like, uh, I climbed Mount Everest when I was 21, right? And while climbing Mount Everest, I faced these challenges and how I overcome those challenges. And because I have done that in my other personal life, correct? Exactly the same thing I can apply in the professional world, in a relevant job or in a relevant experience in which you are trying to convince some other person to talk and connect with you. Okay, so now in the personality case scenario, okay, you are answering the question generally, what are you passionate about and why? Okay, very, very important. What are you passionate about and why? And this essential story should then indirectly blended into how this is going to then support and help you achieve success in the professional world. Okay, so personality based summary. Now the third type of summary that you can do while writing the about a section is called the accomplishment based summary, right? So accomplishment based summary generally is perfect for those who are seeking full-time positions or even freelance gigs, right? And in this case, you're not just limited to awards or speaking engagements or positive press, right? Even something like, I planned and implemented a new social media strategy that tripled the online engagement within 6 months. Even as simple as this kind of accomplishment works, right? Generally, in case of an accomplishment based summary, you are answering the question, what is your job experience and what have you accomplished? Very simple. What is your experience and what are you accomplished? It is pretty straightforward and direct. Okay. And finally, you know what? It's something called a blended summary, right? What is a blended summary? Blended summary is nothing, as the name suggests, it is a blend between a personality trait version and the mission versions, right? And sometimes you can even throw in, the accomplishments in between, right? So that's what the blended summary involves. And generally, it is very, very good for professionals in a more creative space, or generally whose work involves to meet a lot of people like sales professionals, sales representatives, business owners, managers, or HRs, right? Generally, in this case, you are answering the questions, right? How can your products and services help the prospects reach their goal, right? So most of you, I'm sure, would be more keen towards the blended base summary, right? So this is all about your about a section. Please go ahead, understand this more, and then implement and create an amazing about a section that will help your clients answer the question, how can they reach their goals? Thank you.